Okay, so forgive my camera work here because my cameraman is literally the lid of a pot. But we're making, this is the tourist tea, which is not actually tea. It's Alibaba Turkish red apple flavored tea, which is basically, to me, this is Crystal Light powder that you drink hot. But everybody who's been here loves it. Personally, I can't get over the fact that I'm drinking warm Kool-Aid, so it's not for me, but whatever. I will show you how it's made. This is the powder. And we are also going to make traditional Turkish tea, which I have here. Now, these are the teacups. They are tuliped at the top. There's really no special way to pour the tea, but I like to pour it just below the rim so you can get a nice grip because they don't have a handle. And they were originally glasses that were straight up and down like Moroccan teacups, but one of the emperors liked them better this way, so now all Turkish teacups are pretty much done in this tulip-shaped style. Now in the background you notice that the teapot is vastly different than a North American teapot because it's two different teapots. So how we go about making Turkish tea is we take the bottom pot and we fill it with water. So you're going to hear the sound of water because I'm not moving the camera, just to show you putting water in the pot. I'm pretty sure you're all capable of that. And we put the water on the stove to boil. I use burners here. And the tea, which looks like coffee grounds, goes in the pot. And when I say tea, I mean a lot of tea. They put in their average pot of tea what we would put to make like a pot of coffee as far as tea leaves grounds go. Like that's being conservative in there, and I like it weaker. So I'm not going to make it as strong as them. So we put the lid back on, and you put that on top. As the tea steams, it opens the leaves up. So there's no water in the top pot, there's just water in the bottom pot, and now we have to wait for the water to boil. So I will turn this off, and we'll be back. So as you can see, we've got a good bit of steam going off of our pot now. So then what we do is we take the top off. The tea leaves have been steamed open. And we pour the water from the boiling pot into the top teapot to make the Turkish tea. And then we place it back on and we let it brew for about 10 minutes. So while that's doing its thing though, what we can make right away is the apple tea, which is not made the same way as a Turkish tea. Let me just check and make sure you can see that, and you can. So for that, we just, yes Georgie, they're learning. 1, 2, and because this is a little bit of a larger than average size teacup, 2.5 little teaspoons of powder go in, and then you just pour the boiling water in. While our Turkish tea brews, we have a nice bright red touristy Turkish apple tea. And I'll be back in a few minutes and we'll see the traditional Turkish tea. One thing that I forgot to do is at the tea shops they say to add a little bit of sugar to your boiling water to keep the tea nice and clear when you brew it. Because we made apple tea with the same water that was in the bottom pot, I didn't put the sugar in because this is super, super sweet already. Like I said, it's like drinking hot Kool-Aid. So we'll be back after 10 minutes to check on our traditional Turkish tea, and I will see you then. Alright, So it's been about 10 minutes. Everything's still steaming away here. And this is Turkish tea. You pour it in, and if you're supposed to pour it slowly so you don't get a lot of the grounds in, or you can pour it through a filter. You don't want to fill it up more than past the bulb. That's going to be a pretty strong cup of tea. But you can see what I mean about it being super strong. And then, on top of the strong tea, you add some water to it. Oh yeah, this is a strong color. So if I put sugar in this water, it would be a little bit more clear, but it's not a bad cup of tea. I made it a little strong, but you get a nice black cup of Turkish tea. This is probably a little too dark, but you want a nice light red color, and I can always just dump it out a little bit and add some more water. The glasses are a little tricky though because they get hot, so if it's your first time with Turkish teacups, there we go. That's a better color right there. Be careful of your fingers because Westerners were used to having handles to hold on to. Most Turkish people take their tea with 2 sugars. If you get it from a street vendor, it'll come with 2 little sugar cubes. So 2 sugars, stir it up, no milk, just a really freaking strong cup of tea. And that is Turkish tea, both the tourist apple version and the traditional. And teşekkür ederim. Enjoy the tea.